So, welcome back, everyone, to What's Next in Cars, our AutoNext podcast. I'm back here with Rob.
Hello.
He's looking good as every time. I'm Beau, and we've had a quiet week, so we're trying to stretch the news out a little bit, but we do have some cool releases.
Definitely. It's been a little more quiet. No idea why.
Yeah, I had a bit of struggle preparing.
Yeah, but it's not easy
this
to for brands either, to come with
True.
some epic news every week, and we selected the good stuff for you.
Yeah, and we start with the best thing.
With something very cool. Yeah. A brand new special Ferrari is always something pretty.
Special is actually the very good definition, because it's the 296 Speciale. So it has 880 horsepower.
That's
It's
a lot.
50 more than the previous one.
Okay.
So, and part of it comes from the IC engine, which now produces 700 horsepower.
Okay. And
So
the
it's
electric,
700 from the V6.
that's a lot. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
one of the most powerful V6
Probably, yeah.
engines in the world.
That I didn't research, but
probably,
yeah, it's probably one of the most powerful V6s.
Because I remember, I think it was the MC20 used to be one of the most powerful ones.
Yeah. With the Nettuno, but
With
I
the
think it
Nettuno
was
engine.
650, right?
650 or 670. So
Yeah.
this is definitely stepping up the game again.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And then you have 180 horsepower electric
Okay.
extra as well, which is also a little bit up. I think it's about 30 horsepower up or so.
Not
Still,
bad.
still
Yeah.
very impressive.
Still cool, yeah.
Yeah, we have a 435 kilos of downforce, which is a 20% increase of the 296 GTB.
Okay. And how did they manage to do that?
Because
Because on the press release I saw these like little winglets, like FX6K stylish,
It
or even like on the regular SF90XX, it also
Yeah.
has these little winglets.
well, we have a very cool intake. It's a little bit, if you remember the 488 Pista, it had in the nose
yeah, exactly.
the vent. It's a little bit further, so now it's fully below the car.
Oh, whoa.
And then the air comes up all the way through the car. So I think you
That's really
keep
cool.
quite a nice boot space as well. I haven't seen the interior, but that will
Okay.
be my guess. And
But
then
makes it design wise less attractive than the previous ones, because
the Pista.
because the Pista was
I
like
think the
super cool with the vent going through the front.
Yeah, but it's also turned off practical. You keep more boot space.
The day you buy a Ferrari because it's practical, call me please.
Yeah, I would take an F12 because it's practical.
Yeah, okay.
It's
but
a V12 and
but
practical.
not like a limited
No.
edition,
it's
whatever special
true.
track oriented Ferrari. If you
Yeah.
if you have a storage for your helmet, it's plenty.
Yeah, sorry,
Ah.
sorry, Rob.
Okay.
No, but and then at the back we have a new rear wing, or it's like FX6K inspired rear wing.
I
Is it?
like them, but they're not cool enough.
They should have been a little more higher, like the
Yeah.
FX6K was.
Completely agree.
And then a new diffuser as well.
That looks cool. I like it, like big diffuser.
And yeah, there's a lot of weight saving in this car as well, and they're especially proud of the weight saving they've done in the engine, because they've
Okay.
taken a lot from the 499P,
Ooh.
which is similar to what they did with the F80.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So they have the 499P where they have a lot of weight shaven out of the engine, and yeah, in certain places like with the crankshaft and everything around the crankshaft, it's 2.2 kilos they've saved.
Not
in
bad.
in the engine block, due to new machining, they've also saved 1.2 kilos. So there's a lot of small
weight
places.
savings.
They've also used new lug nuts and new bolts, titanium bolts, in some places in the engine, which normally is reserved for the 499P or the 296 GT3. Now it's the first time they're introducing this in a road car.
Okay.
So
Cool stuff.
it's in the fine details, this car.
Yeah. Okay, but that's nice.
Yeah.
That's really
And
nice.
I think especially with the lighter crankshaft, it will rev out very, very nicely.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Not
then
bad.
yeah, in the interior, it's the standard flighter.
Yeah, I don't think it's
No door, no floor mats, carbon seats, harness.
could have been a bit more extreme, because it's still very luxurious. The passenger still has like
Yeah.
this
Yes, they
this
should have
stuff-
ditched the
this-
screen.
this passenger display. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
We don't care about
But-
the screen.
and that I forgot just until now. the biggest thing for me on the 296 Speciale is the steering wheel. Because we have the return of physical buttons on the steering
No
wheel.
way.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. It's not all of them.
Okay.
Like the start button is still the touch
but the
thing.
start button is the thing that I hate.
I know. But just like the ones on your thumbs,
Mm?
they're physical buttons again.
Okay, so
Which
like
is a really-
indicators
The things that you use the most.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So which is really, really good. And Ferrari didn't mention this in the press release, so you just have to
Look at the steering wheel.
if you know, you know.
Whoa.
It's
Okay.
it's very good. And Ferrari, you should have highlighted this. It's something to be proud of.
People
but
would be happy to
maybe
have
they just
that.
didn't want to say, yeah, we messed up, so we went back to buttons.
But still, the start button that is like not a physical button is very
Yeah,
silly. Because I drove one last summer, a 296, and yeah, it starts electric, of course, if you're just in normal mode and not in race or something like that. And you just have to look at the display to know when it starts, because you have no idea when it's like
Yeah, and with
on
it being
and you're like, am I touching it? Do I have to hold it, or I don't know what I'm doing? It's very, very confusing.
I
But okay, physical buttons, cool, very cool.
yeah, very cool.
I'm happy with it.
And
But it doesn't look as extreme as I was hoping.
yeah, I
It's
think
like a bit too soft. I don't know.
it could have been a little more extreme.
If you look at
Maybe have a
360 and
different
430
exhaust.
or
that
it's like the exhaust at the same
yeah.
place.
Yeah, that's what it.
It's
It could have had like these two cannons.
like a bit like the
cannons.
Novitec aftermarket
Yeah,
exhaust.
bit to that. Yeah.
That's cool. But okay.
Yeah. Make it titanium so it glows a little nice. Yeah.
But okay, we're complaining.
We're
people.
nitpicking about a car we can't buy.
Correct.
No, but I think if we get the chance to drive this is one of the greats, and I think the 296 is very underrated.
Definitely, because it's
And because a little bit you had to buy the 296 to get all the other cool cars from Ferrari, and not everyone cares about the V6. But I think that's mostly online people that don't care about the V6, because the people
in real life it's really good.
Yeah, the people that drove it,
and
they're really
Yeah.
and it has a great sound. If you open it up a little bit, it has a
it sounds really really
yeah,
mean.
like with the Novitec you said.
Exactly, it sounds really really mean. And same if you get a Spider, it's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I know some people who bought a GTS, and yeah,
It's a really cool car.
they're really
and they're
in love with
enjoying it, and yeah,
and they
they're-
previously owned the 458, so they really know what they're talking about.
I would never change a 458 for something.
No,
recent, but
no. But
That's another discussion.
they went from a 458 to a
F8 or whatever.
no to an Elise Cup.
What?
Yeah. Maybe story for a different time. And then
Weird
they went
people.
back to a 296.
Okay. Yeah, you might have regretted that choice.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
If you
But-
have a 458, never sell it to me.
Never.
Or just to me. But
Half off.
yeah, at least.
Okay, but going on to next news, and this I think is also really cool, but in a different way.
It's awesome.
It's the Slate EV Truck.
Yeah, honestly, I saw this thing online. I was like, what is this? And apparently it's like backed by Bezos.
True. Yeah,
So which is
backed by
also-
Jeff Bezos.
Then you're like, okay, there's some really potential in this thing.
Well, yeah, I'm still iffy about that, but I think
Come
yeah.
on. It's like, I don't know, it feels like a
It's still-
Lego car that
Yeah, okay,
you
but
can...
yeah, maybe let's talk about what it is first,
we
and
should
then
present first and
yeah.
then talk. Oh, sorry.
So it essentially it's a pickup truck.
Correct.
It will cost around $27,000 because it's going to be launching in the US first.
Mhm.
And with the current EV rebates you have, that comes out at just under €20,000.
Yeah.
So, when it's money you're getting back from
Which
the
is
government.
Crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. For an
It's-
EV, it's nuts.
Mhm.
You basically get a bare bones EV truck like you see on the screen here,
For the
So-
people watching on YouTube.
or on Spotify, because we can now put videos on Spotify. Open your app, not while driving though. But you basically get what you're looking at here. It's a gray car. It's unpainted because
That's cool.
yeah, because you
And then-
don't. Yeah, it costs more to paint it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
There's no infotainment as well.
Who needs that? I'll say.
So everything you want on the car, it's like extras, accessories.
Yeah,
so-
fine.
So
Fine.
even with the sound system, they have all these different sound systems, and you can combine them. So you can get one speaker, or you can put 3 speakers somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, it's really a modular thing, and it has a 200 horsepower electric engine, 260 newton meters of torque.
Perfect, you know.
It's put on the rear axle.
That's fun.
It weighs 1600 kilos. It's a really cool thing. The battery pack is a 47 kilowatt kilowatt hour,
Okay, small, but
and then you can push it up to like 75
really?
optionally. Yeah,
plenty.
which gives you I think 380 kilometers
Yeah.
range maximum.
Which is okay.
It's okay, yeah, and 120 kilowatts charging.
Fine.
It's a lot of numbers. But yeah,
Yeah,
for
For
the,
this
the price point that it's at,
that's it. Yeah.
it's really impressive numbers because and especially if you're in the US with the tax rebates, there's nothing that comes close.
Definitely not.
The only
Uh-huh.
thing, and that's where we'll come to next, is I'll put a video on here.
Yeah, it's honestly.
You can change.
I saw that video online,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, I want this. It looks so cool, and everything is just how you want it. You customize it exactly. Yeah, the front bumpers.
Everything you can change, even
It's-
the front lights.
Yeah, everything. It's really fun.
It comes as a 2-seater, but then you can also option certain parts to make it a 5-seater. So
Mhm.
you can turn it from a pickup to an SUV.
Ah, yeah, with. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, nice.
You do have to have the rear roll bar to protect the passengers, so you can't install the seats without
Yeah,
the
makes
rear
sense,
roll
makes
bar,
sense.
which is clever that they did this. But yeah, the different colors you're seeing, it's wrap that you'll be able to buy. They'll have like service centers where either you do it yourself or someone else will do it for you.
That's cool.
There's all these different mounting points, which you can also design your own accessories. There's lift kits. There's lowering kits for the car. They're going to be, at the end of 2026, they want to have 100 accessories.
100.
Yeah, at least 100 accessories. But that also includes like an infotainment, which you can get.
okay.
You can get
Okay,
a small
okay.
infotainment. You can
Okay.
get a big infotainment.
Different front
There's-
lights, different rear lights.
I feel like I'm rambling a
different
bit, but there's
bumper.
just so much you can have
Yeah.
with this car.
But that's
it's
cool
really
because
impressive.
you'll never see one like yours.
Yeah. You can see, you can put you can put your iPhone in there, or you can have like a physical tablet.
Yeah.
Different bumpers.
It's very clever.
It's very clever. And I think, especially in the US, it will work very cool because people like to work on their cars. They want to have something unique. This should really work.
Yeah, and if you're a bit handy yourself, you can build your own stuff that probably will fit on the car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like-
that's what they
you
also
build-
said. Like,
You
we'll
build
have
your own
these
roof
universal.
rack
We'll
or-
have these universal mounting points,
Perfect then.
so you can design your own things.
Awesome.
The only thing that, and that's the point I was going to come on,
Hmm?
as a standard, it's really cheap. I do wonder what the price is going to be of
If
the
you tick
accessories.
everything, yeah.
Like, if you're, what's the price going to be for like the speakers, or if you want to then wrap it,
Yeah.
what's that going to be
Then
like?
you're easily probably at 5, 10, 15, depending on what you select. Because
Yeah.
a roof rack, 1,000. A roll bar, 1,005.
Or
a
like
stereo,
what
1,000.
are the rear seats going to be in terms of cost?
That's true though.
That's the only thing, and that will make or break the car is the cost of the
Yeah.
accessories. Because if the
it's
the
gonna
margins
double-
are too high,
Yeah.
and if you want to put your base Slate into a cool looking 5-seater SUV with a wrap on it, and you also you have to have someone install the wrap for you, and it's going to cost you 40. And I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a lot less interesting.
True.
For a lot of people. And also, for now, they haven't said that they're going to make a dual motor. I do think that a dual motor would be nice in the future.
Yeah,
Especially
but
because-
maybe now they will just launch it like this, and then in the future
Yeah.
they will come up with it. But
The one with the dog.
it's super funny. It's super funny. I think their commercial video is brilliant.
Honestly, yeah, after this, go and watch the commercial video because it's a really, really funny and well played
Mm.
out.
Yeah, and you
video.
can already reserve yours for $50.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So,
But only
oh,
US for now. I
only
think,
US for now. I think they'll have to see how the success is first.
Exactly.
It's a little bit like Lucid Motors and then the other pickup electric company, Rivian.
Rivian, exactly.
Yeah, they're pushing into US first, or they're building into the US, and then they'll look how well they can move on.
Well, Lucid is now coming.
True. Yeah, but
So
I think the big problem with Fisker was that they wanted to go too fast, too quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Which cost them,
The company.
the company. No, but this is really cool, and I wish them the best.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we can drive one, or maybe go to the US and drive one.
Yeah,
It would be really cool.
honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Deal.
Do a road trip in one.
Ooh, nice.
All right, so next up is the Singer.
A really cool car. Again, Singer, when they launch something, they break the internet somehow. So this is their latest one, the Singer Carrera Coupe.
Reimagined.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's such a stunning car. They just did it again. It might cost you the same as a house. I think it's starting around
The same as a house? I think it's going to cost you more than a house.
I think it's starting at 500,000.
Really? Is that with the base car? Probably not.
No, just the transformation, and then
and then without customization.
And so it's gonna cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, it's going to cost you a lot more than a house.
Yeah. Only 100 will be made.
Yep, true.
So it's gonna be very exclusive. Probably they're all sold already, I suppose.
I haven't heard, but probably.
But it looks really cool. So it's based on a 964 chassis.
Correct.
4-liter flat six.
Air cooled. Yeah,
First time for a Singer.
Yep, first time for a Singer.
And we'll be pushing like 420 horsepower.
Which is plenty.
Which is plenty. Rear-wheel drive, of course, and a 6-speed manual gearbox.
True. Yeah.
Honestly,
and
what else you want, you know?
And carbon fiber bodywork.
And a lot of carbon fiber because, you want it to be expensive. Because that's what makes part of a Singer, yeah.
And the coolest thing to me, personally, pop-up headlights.
Super
and
cool.
It's really funny pop-up headlights. I don't know.
Yeah, they're beautifully hidden under the hood. And probably
Sorry.
you tap on a button and magically they appear like the good old rally cars.
Yeah, I really like them. I just have two questions, like how are they going to pop out? Are they going to come up or
no,
do they turn around?
They will flip.
And how much space do they pack? Or do they steal off your trunk?
Beau, again, you don't buy a Singer because it's a practical car. You buy a Singer because it's one of the most beautiful cars ever.
I know. But I think it looks
and
a little bit...
You probably have some space on the interior for a sport bag, so...
I really like the look of the lights with the light, or with the lights in the bonnet, but it feels... It does look like there's a frog trapped in the bonnet. I've told you that and you can't unsee it now.
Damn you. Oh, really?
So let's call it
nightmare. But honestly,
let's call this car Kermit.
I fixed your issue because when you're driving with the pop-up lights out all the time, you have enough space in your trunk. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Fixed.
Bonus points for Kermit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it also has like ABS, traction control, electronic stability.
It's like all the modern stuff you want.
Which is, to be honest, it's really nice to have it on like an older car.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I drove a 964 once, and the 964 was the first Porsche with ABS. And we were like, we were driving it in autumn, and then suddenly we came out at a red light, and the red light was below some trees with fallen leaves, and
then
it was like
braking without,
was just sliding over the leaves. It was like, oh, that's a very good ABS system they have. But it was the first one, so what can you expect?
Exactly. But then besides being a cool car, you can customize it, of course, just
have a
like
very
you want.
Very beautiful hand-built interior.
Exactly.
They're really proud of the dials that they are incorporating as well, because
it's very pretty.
Yeah, they say it's hand-built dials like watchmaking.
Okay, like tourbillon stuff.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
okay.
And they offer it in like, or they released it with two different cars. It's like for the touring people. Then you have this very classy interior with the very soft colors.
Okay.
And then there's also like the sports slash cup.
That's
and
really
then
cool.
you
Like,
have
I
these
have
cool
this
bucket
RS
seats.
vibes.
Yeah,
really
with the
nice.
roll cage and everything. Yeah, one thing you did point out before the podcast, and
Yeah, it's really funny. So it's also because I have a friend who used to have a Spider RS,
yeah,
and yeah, he wanted to have like these epic 6-point whatever harnesses.
yeah, true.
And it was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that and that, and I was like, yeah, but you don't have
The harness bar.
the no the right seats, because the harness couldn't fit through the thingy.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh yeah, good thinking. And I saw the same thing on the pictures here.
Yeah,
Because they've installed the Schrott racing harness things,
Yeah.
which looks super cool, and they're still attached to the roll bar behind the seats, but the seats don't have any holes in it.
No, it is a dedicated harness bar, if I can see it right on the pictures.
yeah.
So it's not part of the roll cage.
No, it's a dedicated harness bar, and you don't have any space. Or I'm not sure you're gonna put them over the seat because it won't.
I think it's. I've read a lot into the harness bar thing, and you have to have it very well correctly done, and it should be like
Normally-
flat on top
yeah,
over the
through
top
the
of your
seat.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Because if it's not done correctly, you can really hurt yourself.
Yeah, and same for your hands system. Then
Mhm.
it's not flat on the system.
Yeah.
So
So if you're installing 6-point harness on your car, just look into it and how you can do it
yeah, do it safe.
properly,
Do it
because
safely.
you can really like mess up your shoulders if you don't do it right and you crash.
So I don't know, Singer, please enlighten me. I'm curious.
Write to us at info@autonext.com.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know the explanation. But besides, it's a super cool car. Bloody awesome. We will not able to get one ourselves, but let's hope we'll see one someday.
I do think I've never seen one on the road, a Singer.
Me neither. I'm thinking, but
On that point, other cars we never see on the road.
I saw a few of them. So that's
Yeah, I know, but
but
generally,
a really cool car. I saw it popping up on my Instagram this week.
Oh, maybe
Uh,
let's say what it's first for people.
Yeah,
who are
so it's
watching.
the latest one of Pagani, the Pagani Kundun.
Correct.
Which is, like another one-off creation of Pagani in the Unico program. It's like where they recommission old Zondas, old chassis numbers to a brand new car. But
It
still,
can be any car, right? You can also do it with a Wyra.
yeah, exactly. You can do whatever you want, which is so it's very cool. Where they build you like a brand new car on an existing chassis somehow,
Yeah.
or an existing VIN.
Yeah,
Because this one got a full new chassis too.
Yeah, because last year we were at Pagani and they explained it pretty much to us is if you missed out on buying a car and you're like, oh, damn, I really wanted to configure it like how I wanted it, because
Exactly.
this one doesn't have the right leather. If you have enough money, you just buy whatever Pagani you want, Zonda or Wyra, and then you go to Pagani and you say, hey,
I want this and this and this and this.
this is my dream configuration, and Pagani will tear the car down and build it back from scratch.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you have basically an old car that's fully renewed and it's up to your specification.
Which is
And this is what the coolness.
which is exactly what this one is, and that's really cool that Pagani is offering this possibility. I'm like, I don't know any other brand who does this.
Or they don't show it off this publicly.
Yeah, no. It's like it's there, and
Yeah.
we don't talk about it too much. So this is originally number 27 of 140 Zondas ever built. So it's like one of the more recent cars. It's 2002 originally, I think, was Zonda S 7.3. Like Grigio Monte Carlo, like the grayish Zonda S color that we know. And it was like sold to Germany. Then he went to Asia. It had a rough history, to be honest, because I read a few things about it, and like it came back to sale. It was repainted in black. It had black wheels.
Jesus.
It went up for sale at 500,000 euros in
Really? 500?
500,000 euros. Yeah, like begin, I don't know, a little before 2010, something like that. Then didn't sell, went off market, came back on the market, and like with another different kind of wheel. And then it was sold for 370,000 euros, I think, like, which is the bargain. Okay, it's bloody a lot of money, but for a Zonda, it's like the bargain of the century, because these cars are now easily
5, 6, 7.
between 5 and 10 million.
Yeah.
And the guy that bought this one bought it like in the condition it was in 2023, so very recent. Hong Kong guy. Did the Pagani Radurno with it in 24, cool. So it's also very cool. Or 23, well. And after Radurno in Japan, he sent it then to Italy to transform it in this piece of art, which is really cool because
it's a stunning.
It's very nice because it has all the 760 features.
Yep.
Which is cool.
With like the big wing on the back, the double wing.
So the big wing, the double wing, like that we've seen on the Zonda R2, which is crazy cool.
Yeah.
The extended wheel arches on the front. Honestly, I love it. It's a very solid, discreet.
Discreet.
Yeah, no, but like the color combination is discreet. It's not.
It has not 2 wings. It's yeah.
But yeah, so
your dog heard you like wings, so we put a wing on your wing.
But yeah, and it's still carrying chassis number 27.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I love when there's always when there's news on that popping out.
I love it too, and I really like it. But sometimes I am a bit sad that
an old Zonda gets destroyed.
It's an old one that because it's like part of the heritage, and it gets renewed into a new life, which is good.
Exactly.
But the classic shape.
And that's also one of the programs that Pagani offers. I can't remember the name, but it's where they put the cars in its original state again. Because indeed, you might find a Zonda, an older one.
So they'll keep the parts of the old chassis 27, and if you're like, okay, or the next owner is like, let's put the car back
in its original Grigio Monte Carlo, where when it came out of the factory. You can, and that's cool too, because that's the problem a bit now with Pagani, that all the customers now, they're all transforming them into 760 specs.
Yeah.
And honestly, I
really like the 760s.
They're super cool, but when I see like an OG Zonda F,
it's so cool.
Wow.
But even like a C12.
It's stunning.
It's stunning.
Yeah, you just need.
It has aged a little bit.
Yeah, you just put a different exhaust on it, and then you're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. But they're aging quite well, and so that's the thing that I'm like, okay, I love the 760s because the way customers are like losing their minds with it is honestly incredible. But somehow, I do love that original Zonda look, and now it's disappearing a bit over time.
But I do understand why they do it, because I mean, this is like a money grab for Pagani.
Of course, it's millions.
This costs so much to do.
It's a million transformation.
It's a no-brainer. Yeah.
I know, but putting the car in its original condition or shape or configuration is also
true,
a good deal. But yeah, we're happy Paganis are being driven and are being shown through also. I'm happy.
Yep. and so next is this thing.
What is it? It's weird.
It's Mercedes has unveiled this car for the launch of the F1 movie. It's based on AMG GT63 Coupe. It's limited to 52 units, and thank the Lord, because it's hideous. Next car. Aston Martin unveiled the DBX-S this week.
The DBX
S. So it's the.
And is it like a replacement of the DBX707, or it's like a?
I think they'll leave them because they're like continuing on the DBX707.
Okay, so like a sportier version of.
Yeah, so it's like the Vanquish. You had the Vanquish S, the Vanquish, and then you had the Vanquish S.
Okay.
They're actually referring back to it because, like, in 2004.
Oh wow! Yeah.
At the motor show, we released the Vanquish S. So I'm not sure they want to do it, but they're a bit comparing this to
It's
a
weird because I
factory.
don't think the 707 needed an S version because I drove one and I was
Well, you're
bloody
saying
fast.
707 horsepower isn't enough, Rob?
For a daily driver
What
in
are
an
you?
SUV. Honestly,
Goose.
I have my doubts.
No, so coming from the 707, this one has 727 horsepower.
The
With-
launch car is honestly it's hideous. I don't know why they did this.
But it's less hideous than the car we just saw.
That's
so-
true. But the original 707 they launched is stunning.
Yeah, there's minor differences
I know.
on
It just
the outside of the car, the white with the red accents. It's a little bit
messes. in
yeah,
my
it's a bit.
head, so- Yeah, never.
The best way to put it is wrong, but it's for someone. So the power is raised to 720 horsepower. I'm not 727, so you have 20 more horsepower. Torque is still at a blistering 900 newton
That's
meters.
insane. So much.
But yeah, your point in saying if was this necessary? No. If do people like this? Yes.
Yeah, because it's
Um,
cooler. Yeah.
With lightweight options, you can reduce the car by 47 kilograms compared to the 707.
Honestly, that's not bad. For 7 kilos is
it's
quite a lot.
It's quite a nice
Get
number.
carbon fiber everywhere.
Yeah, the engine has been enhanced, and yeah, there's been a lot of development coming from the Valhalla. They say
What?
so. It's
That's cool.
yeah, it's very cool.
You got like a cheap Valhalla then. Wait.
Yeah, a cheap high riding Valhalla without the hybrid system. Yeah, sure. I do think, and yeah, if we look at it on the screen, it's such. I really like the DBX. The
What
shape
happened
of
with the exhaust with the
yeah, it's a new exhaust as
it has
well.
like this XM exhaust pipes.
Yeah, but done better than the XM.
They look. It's like the new Vanquish a bit.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no,
No, it's not a
no
Vanquish.
Vanquish is
No, but yeah, it's a vertically
sure.
aligned exhaust system. I'm not going to say what I was thinking about. No, but it has also, and you can see these on the pictures. They have 23-inch magnesium wheels, but they do save a lot of.
a
lot of weight,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely 4 kilos of
It's
wheels.
the first time they've used magnesium wheels on
On
any
that side.
SUV
ah,
in this segment.
maybe there's a reason for that. Because you don't do that. You don't track it.
No, but I do think that reducing unsprung weight on an SUV is nice.
Yeah, but still.
I get the point, and I'm the first one to jump at the gun, saying like, it's silly buying an SUV with 700 horsepower and having it like on ultra big wheels
Like,
with low
imagine
profile
you-
tires.
You destroy a wheel. Imagine the price of a 23-inch magnesium wheel.
Oh yeah.
Pooh.
Well. Think about this. Range Rover has carbon wheels,
Yeah, same. Yeah.
so I think the magnesium wheel is the more sensible option of the two. Maybe they looked at Range Rover and they were like, "What the hell are they doing over there?
Let's do it different.
Let's do what Porsche does."
Yeah, okay.
No, but
But the wheels
I do
look
think
nice. The wheels look nice. I like the wheels.
I like the car, and
Just-
I'm not the one that is going to be targeted for this car because I don't see the point. But yeah, it's a cool car.
But getting in a nice,
It has the
cool
update.
configuration, it's gonna look good.
It has the updated suspension. What the same as what the 707 received last year. So they did a little
Ah.
tweak to the
Okay,
suspension.
that's good.
Apparently, it's even better riding than before. I think this is the defining SUV in
Yeah.
this segment of hyper SUVs. They drive super nicely, and also touchscreen now. So because and
Yeah.
also with 707, but it's good to highlight because a lot of people forgot about this. The first ones they did not have a touchscreen; they had a big screen without touch.
Yeah, it was the old system.
Yeah, the rotary knob from Mercedes.
Yeah,
They have touchscreen, so there's.
and they
if
work
you're
really
if
well.
you're in the market for one of these,
707 DBX in general.
DBX
is
it
a very good choice.
Yeah, I think this over Urus any day.
I don't know.
It looks better. It has more power.
It looks better. It looks better. That's for sure. But I drove a Urus S for a few days, and it's wow, it's so good. I don't like it because it's ugly.
Yeah, but and this is beautiful. So
Yeah, this is okay. Okay.
I'd rather
okay,
have like for
power-
a daily.
yeah. Super SUV, a DBX.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay.
So that's the end of the news.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, it was okay. Huh?
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
But no big news.
Yeah.
I did love the Slate though. That's my favorite news part somehow. And the
Yeah,
Pagani- and the Pagani,
I'm
and the Pagani.
a big Ferrari fan, so I really like the 296 Speciale.
Did you find your cap already?
No.
So
some yeah.
If you find so Beau, when did you buy it? The blue Ferrari cap?
Last year there was the Miami
So the
cap.
Miami- yeah,
and
exactly.
I bought the cap.
So it's this light blue Ferrari cap, you know?
It's like €50, and I
Super
bought it because
expensive, €50 for a cap. Go figure, you know. And so he lost it. He asked me.
No.
I'm like,
I'm it's missing in action currently.
Okay. So
It's
he
not
didn't-
lost yet. It's missing in action. And I was just like looking, and it's like, well, if I don't find it, can I buy a new one or like a second-hand one? And how much will it cost me? And they're like going around on second-hand websites between €200 and €400
That's insane for a bloody cap, man.
for a team that's doing so poorly in F1 right now.
But yeah, there's hope.
Yeah, there's always next
For
year.
the cap or for F1? For the cap, I don't know.
I'll keep the hope up for both, but I don't know how much hope I can have on both at the same time.
We should do like this. How do you call this crowdfunding stuff for a new
Yeah,
cap
yeah.
for Beau? That
Yes.
would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice. If everybody would like donate €1, we could get a cap for Beau like in just a few days.
Yes.
Please get Beau.
We'll set up a link.
Yeah, and then he'll send a picture to everybody like, thank you.
Thank you.
all right. But
All
on
right.
to our topics.
Yes.
Our discussion topics
Discussion topics.
of the week.
We have
I really
concept cars that should have been made, or that we wish were made, and yeah, the idea came in a little bit last minute, but I think it's we touched on the idea
a few weeks
ago
already.
And I do think it's a very interesting concept. So,
Nice.
pun not intended, but was nice. So we both chose 3 cars that either they're ridiculously absurd and they were never going to make them, or cars that they were actually going to make and for some reason didn't make it.
Correct. We start with mine, or
Yeah, we can start with yours.
Okay, go for it.
So the first one you took is this.
Yeah, Citroen GT. It's called, I think. What do
Yeah.
you call it? Or Citroen
Yeah.
GT by Vision, or I don't know.
No, it's Citroen. Yeah, Citroen by GT or Citroen GT.
Citroën. How do you say Citroen?
I know.
The French would shoot you, man. Attends.
Citroen,
I'm like already
It's-
speaking
it's
French in between.
Citroën,
Horrible.
right?
Citroën.
Citroën.
GT by Citroën.
GT by Citroen.
Yeah, that's the real one. That's the real name. Funny thing is, maybe you can already think about it. So Beau, I picked my 3 concept cars.
Yeah.
And Beau made the remark that they were all built in 2008.
Yeah. So they were all revealed in 2008.
All revealed in
so
2008,
If you're
and-
wondering why they weren't made, it's the financial crisis.
Yeah. But it's really funny. So I don't know why. I just
It's the
it
gold
wa-
era.
It
of
was a good
cars.
period somehow. Yeah. So
Like
so yeah.
beginning of 2000s until like end of 2010s,
it's good, huh?
mid 2010s.
Yeah.
Maybe end of 2000s.
So yeah, I don't know why this GT by Citroen. I think it was because I played Gran Turismo at the time.
Yeah,
and
I
it
think
was one of the cars that you could get in the game.
It was GT5.
I think it's GT5.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it was
let me Google this.
before Gran Turismo introduced like the Vision Gran Turismo. This was like a car that they sent to Citroen. Like, okay, we have a car we want to introduce here.
Yeah, Gran Turismo 5. They built a real car, so that's cool.
Yep.
It had this Ford GT engine.
Yeah, it has the V8 from Ford.
Yeah, that's really cool.
If
If you find some video clips on the internet, it's like this badass muscle car sound.
it's insane.
Insane, really cool. And they were apparently planning on building cars, like 6, but
they made one
they just made
actual
one
rolling car, but
they
I don't think it had an interior.
Nah, some
So,
really
yeah.
easy stuff would cost 1.5 million,
But yeah,
it did
for the brand, it didn't really make too much
it's
sense.
definitely a mismatch for Citroen. although it's one of the
And as we'll
better
see in
looking.
the next few cars of yours, they're all put in 2008. So
yes,
essentially, it came down to economic crisis, and no one wants to
spend
invest
1 million in a
invest
car.
yeah
like,
development in a car that no one's going to buy.
exactly. But what a car!
It's a stunning looking car.
I remember I saw it once in real life. I used to be a little kid,
You
when
do?
I was very small. I was with my parents, I think, in Paris for a weekend, and I saw the car there because at the time, a few brands used to have like a brand
The
store.
store on the
on the
Champs-Élysées.
Champs-Élysées.
Yeah.
And
Citroën, they had a
Citroën
beautiful
had
store.
one, crazy building, like insanely
And
big.
with like crazy windows.
Exactly, yeah, it was like all designy stuff. And there it was sitting in real life. I remember I took a picture with my small
I
Samsung camera.
I think I've seen it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I remember I saw it in real life and I was like, wow, it's so pretty. And how big it was.
It's a
And
huge
those
car.
massive, big, white wheels.
And with the diffusers,
yeah, it's huge.
it goes on forever.
Yeah, it's really, it's very completely, it's super successful
Yeah, it's a
design.
very, very, very cool car.
So yeah, that was my first choice
Okay.
of one of my favorite concepts.
So what's your next?
Next one, BMW M1 Homage.
Oh, okay.
Super
interesting.
pretty. I think it's the
Yeah.
car BMW should have built, honestly, because BMW is, in my opinion, since the M1, lacking of a sports car. And no, the BMW i8 is not a sports car. It's a cool car, but it's not a sports car. So shush.
But you can get it within a Krapovic, which has 3 exhausts.
Yeah.
So it's one exhaust for one cylinder.
Yeah, no, honestly, no,
No.
I don't fall for that. And yeah, I still think BMW is just missing something, like compared with the AMG GT, 911, whatever. And there's so much potential in the
agree with
brand.
I do agree with you on that part.
Yeah, it's such a shame. And this car was, in my opinion, even then, what was I? 13 years old. I was like, wow, this is so pretty. And the way they, honestly, BMW at making concepts is incredibly good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Almost
true.
all their concepts. Okay, I'm not sure about their latest vision stuff, which is a bit weird, but
So some of them are quite cool.
like all their homage
Yeah.
concepts are incredible. Like the
Mhm.
2000, the
They should have made the
2002 is crazy.
my god,
The
and
328 is crazy. The M3 CSL is super cool.
the thing that frustrated me about the 2002 concept is it was practically based on M2.
Yeah, it's like the same. You could
It's the same
put-
bullshit. You could just
put the
like,
body like,
transplant it and
look.
yeah. That's one of the cars. If I had unlimited money,
you would be like, I want that.
yeah, I have someone commission the
To
body
make
of
it.
that to make it and put it on an M2.
Mm.
And
It's
my,
super cool.
one of my cars is also one with, if I had unlimited money, I'll go to the manufacturer and
So yeah, honestly, I think it was also released at Villa d'Este because BMW typically releases.
BMW is very big in Villa d'Este.
Yeah, they're like this year also one of the main partners again.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
I
like
think
almost
they
a
also
BMW.
did the Z3 clown, Z4 clown shoe
Yeah.
last year or 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I
2
think
years ago.
already, which is also
They did the Skytop last year.
Skytop was
Yeah,
last
so
year.
they're very
Exactly.
big into Villa
And it's weird
d'Este.
because the Skytop they're building it actually.
Yeah, because now there's
Yeah, but come on.
there's economic room for it.
Yeah, it's like the only one.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the only one, and I think they're only like building 50, no, or less.
I'm not sure about
But
the
it-
numbers, but I've seen the price.
It
and
was
it's like more than
800? No.
it's more than 500,000.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a lot of money, and it's like an 8 series.
It's
No, it's an M8. Sorry, it's an M8 competition convertible.
okay.
But like the interior is just exactly the same. I'm like, come on.
I haven't seen the interior
It's
yet. Is it?
it's the same. Yeah, yeah. It's just like funky leather and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But design-wise, it's the same as an 8 series. I'm like, could have done better on the interior.
I'm
yeah.
not sure. You might be getting mad at me for saying this, but I do see a lot of i8. In
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
So
exactly.
they didn't
They
build
did take
the
a
M1,
few stuff, yeah.
but
Whi-
yeah,
whi-
like
which is
the rear
definitely
arches.
the rear part, but
Yep.
which is okay because the i8 is a good-looking car. I think
It's a good looking car, yeah.
And
I think
I saw one today, and I was like, huh, it's a good-looking car, you know.
if they made like an i8M with a 4 or 6 cylinder, it would have been nice.
Well, did you know? This is a cool story. Alpina was working on one.
Really?
Yeah, with a 6-in-line 3-liter engine.
Yeah.
And BMW.
Did that fit?
Well, it would have worked.
With or without
apparently.
the hybrid system?
Without.
Okay.
And BMW told Alpina, no, we're not doing this. Crazy, right?
Oh,
I was like, oh my god,
what could have been?
that would have been cool.
Yeah.
That would have been really, really cool. But yeah, M1 homage. Color looked cool. Wheels looked cool. At this
Wheels are cool. Yeah.
retro design vibe. Lots of elements also from the M1, like the wheels, like the 5-spoke discs a
Mhm.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a car.
To be honest, BMW should either have made a mid-engined supercar
Yeah. Wow.
or like have leaned into the Z8 and made like a V8 front-engined
Yeah, like a SL competitor. a little
150,
bit more.
200,000 euro.
Mm,
Yeah,
would have been
supercar.
honestly cool. Yeah. And then my last one is a really cool car too.
Yeah,
I'm
it's,
curious to the people who would have guessed it, but it's a Lamborghini Estocca. Or how you say it?
It's
Estocco?
quick. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not Italian, so I have no clue. So
I'll ask our Italian friend.
yeah, Lamborghini Estocco. It was also revealed in 2008. What a surprise!
Also,
At I think it was it Geneva?
Geneva. Yeah.
Geneva Motor Show. I think I used to be there. I think I saw it. I don't remember. It's been a while.
I can just see the Murcielago peeking there. Sorry.
Oh, LP640.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but
It was like
yeah,
peak Lambo time, LP640, LP560. Wow.
true. Yeah.
What
But
a time to
yeah,
be
and
alive. Honestly,
at that point in time, because we need to focus on your concept.
yeah,
car.
sorry.
At that point in time, business was going good for Lamborghini, and they were like, yeah, they saw what Porsche was doing with the Panamera, they saw what Aston Martin was doing with the Rapide, and Maserati as well with the Quattroporte. So they're
Yeah.
like, maybe we should look into this. And yeah, what they made was a sedan version of. It looks a little bit like a sedan version of a, of a Gallardo.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. It was big Gallardo with 4 doors.
But with a engine in the front, V10, and
Exactly.
that's the thing I really love, and I keep griping about, like, Lamborghini. Why didn't you build a V10 Urus?
That would have been so
Or
cool.
a V12 is maybe too much, but like the V10.
I know, but it's probably because it's now just easier with the
No,
different kind of platforms that are.
It's probably because it doesn't fit the Volkswagen platform.
Yeah.
But this was revealed with a V10 4-seater
Incredibly pretty.
and the nose. Oh my god!
yeah, it's endlessly long.
Yeah.
The car was like super long too.
And if you
everybody loved it, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah, everyone was wild.
This
about it.
is so cool. It had like this.
I remember seeing it on Top Gear,
Whoa.
like
okay.
in the Top Gear news.
Super cool. But yeah, bloody car wasn't put into production. We got a Urus instead
Well, yes, it's
a
because
few years later, and again,
economic crisis in 2008, so it was shelved. And when the world recovered, this car was out of date, and then
Yeah, it was too
SUV
late.
started becoming a big thing,
exactly.
and yeah, that's why it died.
Yeah, exactly. Quite a shame because
Quite a
even
shame.
today it looks really good.
It looks so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would-
I'm sad about this one.
it's somewhere in the Lamborghini museum. So I'd love to see it.
Let's plan a trip.
Let's plan a trip. Yeah. Okay, so those were my 3 wonderful concept cars.
Yeah, mine are
More obvious, because mine are not that obvious. Huh?
yes.
Your
I know.
first one is like super obvious. Come on, I was gonna be
I
like,
know.
oh yeah.
I know, but yeah, it's the Jaguar CX-75. And
It's super obvious. Okay.
this is a car that from the moment it was released, I was like, oh my god, because first it released as a gas turbine car.
Yeah.
Which was like really cool, but it was a concept and they were going to build it like that. They were like, okay, we have some interest, so let's do it. And obviously they ditched the gas turbine concept because
Yeah.
you cannot build a gas turbine engine, it's not practical. So what they did is they made this very, very tiny engine, very high revving hybrid. it was going to be similar like a McLaren P1 or a 918.
V8?
No, I think it was a 6 or a 4 cylinder.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I should have done my research good enough. I'm such a big fan of this car.
But it's the looks are
And back in
spectacular.
it used the kinetic flywheel energy system from Williams. So it was co-developed with Williams, and they were
cool.
They were like in final versions of the prototypes. So there were verification prototypes for this car. It was almost done, and at the last minute they just ditched it.
And why?
Customers weren't interested, they said, but everyone was like, why? Because it's such a pretty car. For me it looks like an F-Type that went into a nuclear power plant and then came out. It's a
Like
beautiful,
Superman.
yeah, like Superman. It's such a high performance car. I think it would have kicked the butt of like a 918 or a P1, and if a LaFerrari,
It would have been nice to have an extra, definitely from Jaguar coming with the wonderful XJ220 history.
Yeah.
It would have worked, and it also featured in the James Bond. I think it's in Spectre. It featured, and then
then to add to the salt to the wounds, they were like, okay, let's put the car into Spectre.
You will not be able to buy it, but here it is.
Yeah. and then I think finally, probably after one customer that probably sent them a mail each day like, can I buy one, can I buy one, can I buy one, they eventually did.
They made
one with a V8.
I heard about that,
which I think is a bit, it's nice that it's like a chassis with a V8, but it's not
the tech that was initially
the true intent of the car. And I think just the concept with like, I think it was a 1.6 cylinder, 4-cylinder.
I really like Project One stuff.
Kind
of engine. Whoa.
Yeah, and it was supercharged and turbocharged. Yeah, it was peak technology, and it's such a shame that we didn't get to see.
Peak technology in a Jaguar seems like peak trouble, huh?
Yeah, but it was co-developed with Williams, and they really know what they were doing.
Okay.
So I truly think that this would have been one of the greatest cars in this period.
Yeah, because
it's still like it. Yeah, it's a little bit. This car is like a few years further down the line of what you chose.
Yeah.
But this is peak automotive.
I agree. I fully agree.
The design and everything around it. I think most people weren't interested because of the 4-cylinder, but it revved like crazy high to 9 or 10,000 RPM.
But that's the thing. People who are able to buy these cars didn't dream of a 4-cylinder. They want screaming engine. So.
Yeah, but you've never heard this one. Probably it.
No, I didn't.
It's a riot. I've never driven it, but I've heard them like on video, and they do sound crazy.
Okay.
With all the electric systems and everything, but yeah. This one is, I think because it was so close, and that's what really hurt it too. It's like we were this really close to perfection.
I'm sorry, man.
Next one is one I also have very close to my heart. It's the Renault Twin Run, and honestly, they did make it into production because it was like the concept teaser of the Twingo, but we never got the Twingo to its full potential, the third generation.
Yeah, that's a shame.
And that's because what this is the body of the Twingo. What's it going to be like without the big headlights? And without the big flared arches.
You have the headlights in the Alpine now, so.
Yeah. But what they did with it, they put on the big wheel arches, and then they were like, "Oh, we need to put a cool engine in it." And then they looked at it. Oh yes, we have our brothers from Nissan who have some cool V6s. So they put a V6 into the back of a Twingo.
That's really cool.
It's from a 370Z.
But whoa.
Yeah.
But then no back seats.
No back seats.
So two seat only. Nice.
Rear wheel drive.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. It's a manual gearbox, and there's some videos going around on it.
There's a driving prototype.
Yeah.
Really?
And they really trashed it. I'll put a small clip on here for you guys to enjoy, and then I'll put the link on because I just like the sound of the car. It's so cool.
But that engine is
and
crazy.
it has a hydraulic handbrake, so you can see them. They're doing demos it's this spectator filmed video, but you can hear it like it's going "Wah!" and then there's this massive flame coming out of the back. It's really such a cool thing.
Okay, so it exists.
It exists, yeah. So
Okay.
this is also a car which I told you, like,
Yeah, I guess it's time to send Renault a little
if I
email.
have unlimited money, I'll be like, Renault, I'm buying this one off of you.
It's really cool. I like it.
Yeah.
It looks cool. Looks very, very cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And yeah, to keep up with my things that are this close to being produced, we have the Lamborghini Asterion,
Very pretty car.
a very pretty
For
car.
when is it? It's like 2013, 14?
Yeah.
No. Yeah?
Yeah, it's a little later than the Estopco.
Yeah.
It's when Lamborghini was recovering, and yeah, it's a bit similar to CX-75, where
Mm.
the P1 came out, the Ferrari came out, the 918 came out, and then Lamborghini was like, oh, okay, maybe we'll join the party. So what they revealed was a mid-engined supercar with a V10 producing 610 horsepower, borrowed from the Huracan.
Nice.
But then they were like, no, not enough. So they put a 300 horsepower electric motor on the front axle
That's
for a
really
combined of 910 horsepower.
But it was a 2+2 or 2-seater?
No, it was
only,
two-seater, yeah.
2-seater, okay.
And it had these very cool windows on the back.
Yes.
They were these hexagon shapes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And they could open.
tilt a bit.
They could tilt to open for more cooling. It's a very cool car. They have working prototypes, so that they're actually running prototypes. And yeah, the only thing was that customers were like, we don't like it. we don't want hybrids. We want our big V12s.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because you still get a V10, so what are you complaining about?
Yeah, they weren't interested in the hybrid part, and now the Revuelto is a hybrid, and it's like, oh my god, this is the best thing since.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, it's I think it's a
But
very
it
pretty
looks
car.
a bit like, if I'm looking at it now, it's like a bit of a Urus front bumper kind of design.
How dare you?
I knew it was gonna be
No,
risky,
yeah.
but
No, I think it's a very beautiful car. And
I agree.
imagine like we have the Holy Trinity, but we could have had 5 of these cars. If only 2 brands weren't pussy enough. Maybe I'll have to bleep this, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah, customers weren't interested, and yeah, it's a shame. And then Lamborghini quietly put it down, and they're like,
Yeah, and
no,
then nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing happened. But you can still see it in the museum, I think. So
Okay.
that's my 3 cars.
Nice. 3 cool cars, honestly.
I think they were so close to being production cars, and that makes it just, or maybe
Yeah.
the Twin Run wasn't really going to be a production car.
No, that was definitely gonna be like just a fun project.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. It's just
That's
the
cool
French
that-
being crazy.
Yeah, that's like the French exactly like Renault.
It's like
they-
with the GT.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same there. Oh, let's see what we can do with
Yeah.
this, and then we'll never put it in production.
We
but-
will make a car, small car with big engine, and then we never make it. Or we make a people car with. I don't know if this is not a very good French accent. I feel, but yeah, we make espace with V10.
yeah, I was thinking about your spots too.
Will we sell it?
No. Is it going to be fun? Yes.
We.
we.
But final topic of the day, because it's starting to get late if you don't know. So I think we're going a little bit loopy as well. We haven't had dinner yet. Final topic, and this is one you proposed.
Yeah. Because it's really cool. Because I've been thinking about it. Because last time I think we talked about like special cars and how special limited editions are nowadays.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but in the old days, like, I'm gonna call it the old days, nobody cared about it.
True, because I think it also comes a little bit from the M3 GTS that I went to see this week.
Well, you talked
my
about
God.
that car, M3 GTS, and it's funny because the story you told me I did not know about. which is very funny because normally I'm a BMW kind of
So
fanboy.
the video isn't out yet,
Yeah,
but it'll
we will
be
show
on
you
very shortly.
But the idea is that initially they wanted to make 150 cars of the
True,
M3 GTS, which is like nothing.
It's
It's
super
like-
crazy.
It's nothing, and they only managed to sell 138 because nobody
Nobody cared. They were
They were
like,
expensive M3,
you're going to
meh.
price this M3 at double the price of like a normal
It's
M3.
crazy.
Yeah, no one wanted it. So yeah, they made 138 only,
Yeah,
which is a shame because I really,
it's such a cool car. If you see it in real life, I'm like,
because I was always like, why did they make so few? But no one wanted it, and it's the same story with the Murcielago.
yeah. Well, the Murcielago, I did know
The
about
Murcielago SV, sorry.
Yeah, the Murcielago SV. I knew the story, but it's still such a crazy story. So it launched the car. We're going to make 350
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
of them
which is still like
because that was the
nothing.
idea, because every SV has this plate between
yeah,
the
it's
seats,
like
inside of the
one
car.
of
Yeah, and it's
yeah.
like really like you have your number.
yeah, it's
like
like number
number
one, number
two-
two, number
exactly,
three.
yeah.
Yeah.
of 350, and they only made 186.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? And
With-
now you see the car online. I saw a car online in
Do
Monaco.
the
somewhere.
plaques all say one of 350 or?
No, you have like your exact number.
Yeah, but like if you have number 45, does it say out of 350?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But they didn't make 350.
No.
Which is funny because
It's
I
crazy, huh?
with BMW, I think that
They just put
they were
the number
starting
on
they
it.
were starting to take orders, and they were like, "Ooh, we're not going to sell all." So instead of putting like the one I saw was number 106, they didn't put 106 out of 150. They were like, maybe we're not going to sell
It's
all.
just 106.
Yeah, it's 106.
I'm like, oh.
But clever from BMW.
Yeah, smart thinking. But at
Probably
Lamborghini,
the Italians, they made a plaque and they were like, on
fuck it.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, like scheiß. Leave it like that, and
Scheiße, yeah, because the Germans were already there.
but yeah, it's such a shame because now you see them online. And SV, there's one online in Monaco, I think. It said, I think it was priced at 650,000 euros.
No, it's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
And the thing that
And
we
nobody
can also come
wanted
back
these
to
cars.
is the Murcielago SV. It didn't sell very well, or too many, not enough. And then if you go to the next generation, you have the Aventador SV,
Yeah, and then done.
like hotcakes.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. So suddenly these cars became like super hot. I don't know why, because people somehow saw that they missed out on something very cool,
Mm-hmm.
and or more of these special cars came out
Yeah, similar like
during that
BMW
period.
M4 CSL 1000.
Done.
All-
M4
all
GTS
sold.
all poof
Yeah.
gone. And also at other brands, a special edition. It yeah, the community picked it up
Mm-hmm.
and was sold out pretty quickly. Just for example, at Porsche, they're pretty clever at Porsche for this kind of things. Made 911R,
Yeah.
sold poof straight
Mm,
away, and
yeah.
they're like, okay, these cars are selling very well. Maybe we should try to find another strategy to make some more. So instead of putting the number in front, like 911R or 900
91
91,
because of 991.
991, yeah, sorry. And then now they're all based on the year of the launch of the cars. For
Yep.
example, an ST is now 1974 or something like that.
Sorry, I thought it was 84, but could be 70. I'm not sure.
I don't know anymore. But they're like, it's like
You're probably more close to that.
almost double.
Yeah,
So it's smart.
and it still sells
And it
so
still
well.
sells immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like even very, very special editions that they make like super hard to get. Like
Heritage editions.
yeah, heritage editions are limited. It's 1,500 too.
But
like the new Ferrari we've talked about.
yeah,
now.
but and that's what I wanted to touch on with Porsche. What they still do very well is, okay, you have the GT3 RS, and they're limited in time.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
So they've put out that they're going to build them 1 or 2 years or whatever, and
and then it's done.
that's done. They're not going to increase production capacity just to meet demand.
Exactly.
even though they just
they
lengthened.
just did.
They lengthened it, but it's they never said, okay, we're going to build this much
Correct.
of a GT3 or a GT3 RS.
Correct.
And with the SD, they have. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like this is the amount of cars we're going to build.
This is the amount of cars, and your car is number X. Out of
That's very cool.
Because this is what you want to touch on, and it's something that Ferrari has been doing longer than anyone else.
Correct.
But a lot of brands have caught up to it. Lamborghini is also doing it now. It's the one of X amount, like the new SF90 XX. There's going to build 799 coupes and then 599 spiders, but they all say one of.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's like
and but the thing is with this strategy, and it's very clever, and it's the thing the Italians love to do, lie.
Yeah, at Ferrari it's a weird thing.
Because I know from the SA Aperta,
they're not 80.
Yeah, they built and the plaque is like it's one of 80. But if you go onto the Ferrari forums, I think they have 110 or 120 unique fins.
Really?
Yeah, and sometimes the rumor floats around that they're like 160, but they have collected 110 or 120 unique fins.
That's the thing. That's the thing that bothers me a bit. You know, if you want something special and you pay the price for it. Like I don't know, like that the latest 911 ST, which is it's not a cheap car, and you get your unique number, which is also very cool. Then there's no cheating in that, and if it's like it's one off, you build I don't know 5, 10, 20 on top. Nobody will care. Nobody will notice or see. Yeah, and definitely in a small like amount of an Aperta, you might be able to find out.
Yeah, hey Ferrari.
I really want one. Come on, guys. Boof.
I have. I can pay you double, and Ferrari. They're not going to be like, we don't want your money.
Well, I heard a similar story with Mercedes about the special G-Class edition, and they were only coming X amount to Belgium, for example, because they're all numbered and whatever. Yeah. And I met the guy. I met a guy. I know a guy, and he was like, no. It's gonna be 8 + 1.
Okay, but maybe they're going to take it away from somewhere else that they're not going to sell it.
I don't know.
They're maybe they're making one more. Yeah,
that's the thing. You know, if it's not numbered, you don't know.
Yeah,
and somehow it does something in the value.
It's why I do like the GPs that we have in the back sitting there, because
a GP3
on the carbon and
there's
on the dashboard,
your number.
It's your number. Yeah,
and that's cool, and that's what you want.
I think in the US there's like number 1, and he has it on his plate. It's super cool.
Whoa, nice. Yeah. That's really cool. And also just as collectible, you know, definitely at Porsche you have people who have all the same number.
Yeah, true.
They're like, it's I don't know, whatever.
It's my lucky number.
It's my lucky number. It's my birthday. It's I don't know. I'll have the same number, and that's so cool.
Coming back to the point, so you had BMWs trying their best in like this is mid 2010 or like early 2010. Yeah. It's like 2011, 2012, I think. Really trying their best to convince people to buy. Like, please buy this M3 GTS that we made, because it's this and this and this, and it's very cool. And they did a lot of work to it, because they actually they made the 4-liter engine to a 4.4.
It was not just some stickers and different color or interior.
They put polycarbonate windows in, and if you're going to the technical inspection, they're like, "Is this real? This is not OEM." They're like, "Yes, it is." It is. But they really struggled to sell a car that's like this cool and this exclusive.
And today it's
if like an M4 CSL comes out and it's like 5-6 times the amount of cars that they were going to build 10 years ago.
Few days.
It's going to sell out in a few days, and it's crazy.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. So it's weird how
this is good for manufacturers, but they should.
Yeah,
but I also maybe I don't want to shoot any manufacturers in the leg.
Go for it.
Maybe the editions, they become a little more lazy.
Well, sorry BMW, but the Valentino Rossi edition of the M4. I don't get it.
Yeah, okay, but it's just like
It was like, we're gonna make 64,
it's
and it's
like-
like
it's
a
like-
special sticker and special color. I'm like, come on, guys,
it's
this
like
is-
Lamborghini doing a special edition on the Huracan or the Gallardo.
But those are cool.
Yeah, okay, but you can say the same for the Valentino Rossi.
Yeah, but
It's
the
a matter. It's a matter of taste.
But the Valentino Balboni was a cool Gallardo.
No, but I'm talking about like the Huracan Avio.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
There's or the heritage Porsches. They're all like.
But they're cool.
Yeah,
And
so
they're
yes, but it's a
numbered.
matter of taste as well.
That's true. Yeah.
And
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, that's
just
true,
it's
it's
more
true.
than but like with the track focused things,
Yeah, they're doing efforts.
Yeah.
Very like CSL was cool too.
the CSL is very cool, but they could have
Or M3
also-
GTS.
or
very
M3
cool.
GTS, but why didn't they do
M4
the
GTS.
polycarbonate windows?
Mm.
So maybe they can allow themselves to go a little less far as they used to, and still sell multiple.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, still like the M4 GTS or the M4 CSL. Apparently, I've never driven the M4 CSL, but it's like
It's
It's
an
a
animal.
Widowmaker.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a very dangerous car apparently. Never driven one, but I own a guy. I know a guy who owns one. He was like, it's such a dangerous car.
Yeah.
I'm like, interesting. Let me drive it. But
so yeah. I think that's
on that bombshell.
on so it's time to end. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a concept car that you were like, oh damn, they should have made this, please let it know in the comments. Maybe we can
Why not?
talk further, do next segment on this part.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And if you have again topics, stuff you want us to discuss, talk about.
If you have stuff to complain about from us,
Ooh, also nice. We'd like to complain.
yeah, just complain about us in the comments. Like, these idiots don't know what they're talking about. Please stop talking. You're wasting the internet. We'll not stop. Thank you very much for watching.
Take care, guys.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.